Good afternoon. Welcome to New Orleans TV Internet Network System. Wednesday, May 20th. Our programming will begin in 5 minutes at always on the hour at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. For those who've not been with us before, as you know, we broadcast live on 5 platforms, 3 Facebook, one under my name, Bob Bockelman, one under the name The New Deal, and one under New Orleans TV Internet Network. So any one of those three, if you're a Facebook fan. If you're a YouTube, which we always hope, it's under our channel R space REVUE. And that once it's broadcast, it stays there permanently. You can see it later, rewind, show your friends, whatever. Don't forget while you're there, if you don't mind, subscribe. It's a small registration process, but we really would appreciate the numbers. We also are live on Periscope. Not a lot of people know about Periscope. Periscope is Twitter television. They used to call it Twitter TV. Twitter is still there, of course, very popular with its text, and it has been broadcasting our stuff on a recorded basis and sometimes shows it live on Twitter. I don't understand that, but definitely it shows live on Periscope. Also, we do put a link to the show on LinkedIn Live on a recorded basis after the show's over. Which, for those who are aware, there's a waiting period for them to approve your application. It's been a month there. Some people, the old days, it took 6 months to a year. I would say it's 1 to 3 months. Well, hopefully, it won't be too much longer. I'm going to follow up and make sure we get on LinkedIn Live. Instagram, which everyone has asked for, we would love to do it, but you have to do Instagram does not let a third party streaming software use their platform. So until they give that okay, just like LinkedIn didn't do that for years ago. But until that time, you would have to rebroadcast, or if someone shows me this old man how to transfer the broadcast show, the live show, to a recorded basis. But sorry about that, and hopefully one day that will occur. Again, if you wish to make a comment or speak, question of our guest at any time or myself, you just type in on your whichever platform you're using, as long as it allows you to have a public chat or comment. And you have it set on friends or private, we won't see it. Okay. And then when we see it, then we'll either bring it on, we got to bring it on the screen, or we'll make the question available to the guests and then they can answer. Again, if you're watching the New Orleans TV Internet Network System, our broadcasting will start in 2 minutes. If something else comes up, we'll be quiet till our program logo comes on. Welcome. It's time again for our REALTY review program. We have our hand holding up. Look how strong that end is to hold that little house up. Huh? He's looking inside to see, hey, maybe there are humans in there. And I can come invade. No, Bob, stop the bad jokes. Anyway, Realty Review, as you know, is our hour-long program, like all of ours, where we feature and we're pleased to bring back hopefully our resident co-host. But let me go ahead and bring this ugly bug on first, so you won't just. Let's see if I can go ahead and bring. There we go, folks. Welcome to Realty Review, and here's our fantastic co-host who's, like I said, gracious enough to come back to us this week, all the way from our neighboring state of Texas. And we welcome Michelle. Okay, how are you, Michelle?
Good. How are you doing, Bob? It's good to see you today.
Very good. Very good. Very good. How's the weather over there? Y'all hot, cold, or what?
It's quite warm. Huh?
Yeah. We got it.
Yes, it's getting very warm here.
Yeah. We've had a couple of days without humidity, so it hadn't been too bad. But today it's up there, so it's getting bad. But anyway, anything else? Now tell us again.
Humidity.
You're situated in Tomball. I know you're with Zarco Realty. In case people haven't said that, I know we need to do that. And I know one of your primary, if not your primary territory, is Tomball, Texas, which is very close to Houston for us people who've never been there. But how far? I guess you're licensed for the whole state of Texas, but that's impractical. Obviously, you can't get on a weekly basis all around the state. But for the most part, you're within like a certain radius of Houston or Tomball. How does that work?
I do the greater Houston area. So from Houston, I work even out towards Conroe, the Woodlands, Tomball.
Okay, well that's
Katy, any of those areas in Houston, I work in all of them.
Great.
But I am actually personally located in Tomball, which is my main area.
Excellent. In fact, speaking of that, for those who, again, not familiar with the program, we have at the bottom of our screen, all during the show, will be contact information, two types of contact information, whereby you can reach Michelle either directly to speak to her or to see some of her listings or whatever you need. So if you got a weak old mind like this one, maybe you'll grab a pen and write it down. Unfortunately, it's not working too fast, but it goes throughout the whole show, so you can grab that down. And I'm going to ask Michelle always knows before we sign off to repeat it so you can hear exactly what it is. But why don't we go ahead and tell them what it is for now before we start looking at those pictures?
You can contact me at www.michellemovestomball@gmail.com. And my cell phone number is 832-372-9624. And contact me anytime between 8 and 9 in the evening.
Let's watch those hours, and especially when we're in different time zones. Now, this is a real ignorant question for me, but is the entire state of Texas in the same time zone or no?
I believe so.
Okay.
No, but you're asking me a question I'm not 100% sure about.
Well, you should have to know if you're not servicing the other area. But I always thought there was something like dividing line. There's no state line like between Louisiana and Mississippi or Louisiana and Texas. But I thought there was some type of virtual line that changes the area, the time, and maybe even the area code, but not that, but the time, on the western side of Texas. But who cares at this point?
It might be. If I go over there, I'll let you know. But yeah, I can't remember. Switches in Colorado.
Okay, well, enough about that. That's nonsense, I guess. Again, folks, we're so pleased to have Michelle back. The whole program is based on a co-host, not a guest. A guest is someone who makes at least and usually a single episode appearance. Now, it's not a permanent written stone, so you can drop off at any time. But we're, of course, very pleased to welcome her back, not only because of just, even though we're not in Louisiana, and some people say, well, why don't you bring Louisiana? And I think I might have explained, no deference to Michelle, but several Louisiana realtors have, and more than several, have given me the no thanks, folks. Too busy right there for yeah. It seems paradoxical to an old person like me, but someone said, well, you once again you're sexist because you don't realize there's a lot of females who are single mothers or who have children, and now they're saddled with not saddled at my term. Now they're have their children 24/7 instead of partial relief during the day. So I had to apologize on there because of that stupidity of myself. But anyway, it still just seemed this is the time because you hear these statistics about how the internet is busting at the seams and people are on it so much. Yeah, so if you're a mother with these children, how are you able to be on the on the internet and not attending to those kids? Enough already. Anyway, but that's the reason we haven't gotten any Louisiana right. We even went up to Shreveport. We thought we had some, and sure enough, when time came to be, no joke. So Michelle was gracious enough, even knowing there's a distance. One, obviously for the exposure. Two, more importantly, for the people who might be either moving to Texas or who live there to get to see these great properties. And I understand, it is everybody said, well, how could there be any property going on during this? I mean, back and forth during this. But I understand it is very, very busy. These people are correct. And even though it's technically more involved now with the distance thing and all this other BS, but at the same time, the important thing is your line of business is keeping up, as opposed to some of the others. So that's great.
Yeah, we haven't really slowed down at all here. And I have some friends who are in Louisiana in Shreveport area. A good friend there who actually does home flips, and maybe someday we can get her to come show one of her beautiful houses.
Oh, that would be lovely because like I said, I don't remember my old mind, but I thought it was a lady. But of course, I'm sure there's more than one lady in Shreveport real estate. But I thought one. Yeah, so please contact her, and we can bring all three of us on. Of course, you'll have to suffer with a little smaller picture of yourself.
That's okay.
Oh, they are the software people are working on that with regard to when you bring, because we can bring up to 6 people physically alone. We can bring 10 live, but 4 have to stay in the background, meaning we can bring them up one by one, those others, but we couldn't put 10 people online. But we can put 6 people. That means that those windows get smaller, but you still can see. It's not like my bad eyes. Anyway, anything else before we get into the pictures?
No, I mean, if anybody's watching and they were interested in something that they'd like me to talk about, or if it's not my area of expertise, I have a lot of wonderful colleagues in my brokerage. That one guy is amazing at technology and tell you all the cool tech stuff that they're working on, like with virtual tours and like that. So if anybody has any questions or would like to see something on the show, maybe they can let us know so we could cover that next time.
Yeah, definitely we would like to include that. We consider what we do with the here with you, the digital pics. But like last week when you did that lovely residence, we also had a little video tour, but on the XC, like a drive-through. But yeah, when we first launched this program with Louisiana residents, they were still able to go into the home. So it just makes it more personable, where the agent is actually going in as he's talking, either live he's showing it to us or even recorded showing it to us, him or her, the detail rather than just the digital pics are great, but obviously the live video tour, the virtual tour will be fabulous. So we'll keep our fingers crossed with that. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Let's see if I can. This is always not tenuous part, but let me go ahead and see if I can bring up the photos. And why don't you go ahead and give us the name of the street address?
It's 27907 Geele Drive, or Geele, however you want to say it. In Spring, Texas. 77386 is the zip code. And it's in Harmony Village, which is it's a master planned community. Very cute house. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and it includes a guest suite. It has just.
I'm gonna move to the next one because that picture's
Okay. Yeah, this is.
small. Huh?
Yeah, they did come out a little small, but that's okay. Yeah, this is a photo of the front door. It's very pretty. I mean, the house is very pretty.
Yeah, it was. I hopefully saw. And this is kind of what I saw, a recess, which I liked. It wasn't. There's
Yes.
not just a little mire overhang, pretty deep. I don't know the depth, but it looked like 2, 3, 4 feet deep to protect the guests or yourself from rain, while you're waiting for someone to answer the door or whatever. So I just really like that concept, which usually happens only when you have like a porch, not a actually a whole recess part of the doorway. So
Yeah.
let's see. So again, let's see if we can move forward. All right, now here I think we have the foyer.
Yes, this is the foyer. This is looking from the front door into the home. It's a pretty spacious home. It's a little over 1,900 square feet. And this is a newer home too. It was built in 2017, so it's really new.
Yeah, it'll look brand new to me. I was gonna ask whether this was reached. So 2017, well, that's just a couple of years ago. And what was it? I know you told us. What was the square footage? And I know you said 4 bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
What was the total square footage?
It's 1,936 square feet.
And then how about, and you said 4 bedrooms, how many baths?
It's actually got 3 baths.
Great. And how about the property dimensions? Do you have any idea how much property they have?
Yeah, the lot size is 6,261. So you got a pretty good sized backyard. Nothing huge, but easy to care for. Enough space if you wanted to put a little pool or something back there.
Right. Now here we go. We're moving into one of the most important areas, and that's the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a lovely kitchen. Unfortunately, you can't see it well from that picture, but it has granite countertops. It's got the updated steel appliances. It's got beautiful black cabinetry, and it's very open concept. So it's open to the dining area as well as the living room. So it's a great entertaining space.
Yeah, you can see it. Based on today's demand, for entertaining as well as enjoying the cooking. So that is great. And it has that great dining area right there with regard to the counter, whatever they call that. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Island.
Island, thank you.
Great kitchen island.
There we go. Here's a little better picture of that island, huh? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's another view of the island. You can sit at it, which is really nice. You can be cooking and having guests or family members sitting with you while you're doing that, which I always love. So there's that overhang where they can sit underneath that. And like, as you can see there's the appliances that are the stainless steel.
Let me ask you a question. This is a technical shit. I should know this, but that's because of all the stuff that goes on here. The right now, if you're looking, what do you see right now on the screen, if anything?
It's a small thumbnail or a small picture of the kitchen.
It's still, when I go to change pictures, like what I'm looking at right now, is a larger picture than what's showing on the screen. They call it sharing screen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks that's sharing. See how small that is?
Yeah.
But I'm seeing when I go change it, I'm seeing. I mean, it's not full screen, but again, it is large and a little easier to see. I'm trying to see it. Again, I'm not, folks. They all know me. I'm not technically inclined at all, and old with all the maladies of old age. So I don't see any what I call the indicators that would make me enlarge it. Like I've tried clicking on it. I've tried right clicking on it. I'm looking for this certain symbols that allow you to enlarge a picture, but I think what happens is it bases on when the picture was taken. No difference to you, because I know this is from your Realty Association listing, I'm sure, but based on the size of the picture that comes off the camera is what dictates. If it's not in high density, for people to know, 720 versus 1080. If it's not in that big one, we're not going to get a real large picture. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to pass the buck this time. I think it's basically whoever took the picture, the quality of the camera, even though it's a great picture, it's still not.
It's in the right file.
Yeah, it's just because all of them are the same size. It'd be different if one or two.
That's all right. We'll make it better for next time.
Let's we hear your voice. Now tell us more. Where are we looking at here?
This is the dining breakfast area. It's a little space off. Well, not little. It's actually a good size. It's a space off the kitchen.
Yeah,
That
I
the
figured
dining.
it looked pretty big. I said it's going to be near the kitchen, but then it doesn't because of its size. Because like you say, those breakfast nooks usually are maybe half that size, or at least much smaller than what we're looking at. So that's great. That is great.
It's a pretty good size for a dining set, and it has the window that looks out towards the backyard. So it's got a lot of light. Very nice.
Always good to have those views. All right, now we're in the living and dining area. Is that right? Is that we look at?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the kitchen.
From this perspective, you're in that dining area.
Okay.
Towards the kitchen and living.
I got it.
And I was just going to say, if somebody was very interested in seeing these pictures a little larger, quite often you can cast to your TV straight from especially if you have an iPhone, you can cast
so sweet.
The YouTube video onto your phone or onto your TV, and you'll be able to see them a little bit better.
And even if it's Android, because we do it all the time. So if you're not, and again, an old person doesn't think all these things, but I love to watch everything from the computer or the TV because of my failing eyes. So all I know is obviously if you have a smart TV, it's even easier in some respects because like if you were going to one of the TV channels, you just click on the logo there. But the key, if you're casting from your phone or your computer, there'll be a little rectilinear box that has some little waves in left. And when you click on that, it'll take it from your device and throw it on the computer. And, that way you can see full stuff. So that would be, I know you would appreciate this much more. So if you really want to see this home, which I don't believe you should, maybe after the show at your convenience, you can gather the folks around and go to the YouTube or space REVUE, call it up, and you'll see there'll be a little indicator for you to, that same little box, go ahead and cast it on your TV because it's nothing better than seeing these things on big screen TV. Okay, let's move on. Thank you for bringing it up because I never think about it, but at the same time, especially these where the pictures aren't as big as what you normally used to. So good to ask people to. All right, now here we go. You were looking for more of the family area.
Yes, this is actually kind of from the other corner. Is coming from the hallway. You're looking at the living room. If you look past that, you'll see the dining room and kitchen area. So you can see that.
You can see the windows.
Entertaining area.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So that's a huge space.
Those lovely windows that look out to the backyard.
Now this is all just stage.
Yeah, it's a very nice space.
All right, let's go on. If you've got that. Okay, now this is
this is from the living room looking towards the front door.
Right.
So it's a pretty hallway with lots of light.
Yes, it really does. I love that. Is that a little arch? Oh.
Yes, they did a little architectural, detail in there.
But it's great because it gives such depth. It looks like the hall opens like a tunnel, a bright tunnel.
It
really
does.
Very cool. So this is really neat. I like that a lot. That's a very, very nice dimension to look at. So on another one. Here we go.
Okay.
Once you get it, it's time to pile in. Go ahead. Are you there?
This is the master bedroom. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I thought I lost you.
It's the master bedroom. That's okay. It's the master bedroom and has an ensuite master bathroom, which we'll see in just a moment.
Can you tell the approximate size of the room?
I don't have that.
Okay, no problem.
With me at this point in time. It's.
Once again, I'm only taxing you because the pictures are small. We don't want people thinking that the room is anywhere downsized because of the picture.
No, it's a standard size, master bedroom. So it's actually quite nice, and it's got a lot of light from those beautiful windows.
Yeah, of course, that's very important. Very. Now, this is from the other angle, I guess, looking toward. Is that the bath there on the left?
Yes, that's the master bathroom there,
Okay.
and it's got a garden tub and a separate shower, as we'll see, double sinks.
Is this
So
it?
there's that garden tub I was talking about in the separate shower.
None like I wish my problem at old age, I can't get out of those things. I would have to swim for life.
Even me, no, they're actually great. It's nice to be able to soak though. If you're
once you're in, it's heaven, it's paradise.
Yeah, that's great.
The old folks don't have the wherewithal to be able to. That's why all those whatever new gadget bathtubs they have. I mean, I haven't done that because we have antique floor bathrooms. Homes over 100 years old. So so I can't get out. Sorry, say again.
I said we need to see your house.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can see some of my art collection online. I'll get a plug for those who haven't seen it. I've been collecting art for quite some time. So on my again, if you go to my wonderful channel, Art Space REVUE, look down and look. You'll see some vacations. You'll also see an art slideshow with music of all the arts.
Yeah,
again, I think my theater room's in there. I don't know.
So this is the double sinks that I was speaking of. So each person has their own sink if they so choose. And it does have a separate water closet as well, the toilet area.
Nice. That's so important. I mean, especially today with the busy husbands and wives who don't have time to share a sink. They got to have separate people to be able to make it on time. All right, now this is an unusual picture. I couldn't make it out myself. What's going on here?
So this is actually just one of the bedrooms. This is a bedroom that they are currently using as an office, but it's a full bedroom, so you can use it as that.
And we do apologize. It's our fault, folks. Is that there was a little mix-up, usually by fault, of not being able to see the remaining 3 bedrooms.
Yes, there are 2 other good-sized bedrooms, and they have the closets with the double doors, so they're very nice. This is a laundry room here. Okay. So you have, of course, the laundry room inside, which not every house has that in Texas. Some of them have laundry rooms out in the garage, so this is really convenient and nice in the center of the home.
In the old days, they all like when I bought this house, it was on the deck on the outside. Because they had added a deck to it and brought it inside. But what I noticed, well, I guess I do understand it. They asked, where is the laundry room located in the house? Adjacent to which room or room?
It's pretty central in the house, so it's just off the hallway.
Yeah, because it's interesting because in the old days, I mean, I said the old days, when it was brought inside from outdoors, most of them put it near the kitchen, or sometimes in the kitchen. Like since I got rid of the deck, I had to get stackables and put it inside the kitchen. Because whoever was doing the cooking usually did the laundry as well. But nowadays, I'm seeing more and more houses where they're putting the laundry room next to the master bedroom. Which.
Yeah, I think that it's the convenience of this one's pretty centrally located, so it's nice because everybody can bring their clothes in there and just wash them and distribute it quickly and quickly.
Right. And it's just an interesting idea how they've moved along for something that was, like I said, pretty much standard in its location, and now it's kind of really up to the situation. Here's one of the bathrooms, I guess, off of the.
That's one of the hall baths. So there's actually 3 bathrooms in this house, which is really convenient.
Yeah. So now, let's ask again about. It's hard to determine, I guess, because of my location here, how the location of the bedroom, the master bedroom, and its suite in relation to these other bedrooms at the hall. Are they all together? Just or is the master?
The master is offset a bit, so they're fairly close to each other, but not right on top. The master does have a little extra privacy, as usual.
And again, here's just another one of the bath. Is that right? No, that's not a bath. That's probably a part of a bedroom. Is that right?
Yeah, that's one of the bedrooms.
Yeah, like I say, for some reason the bedroom pics we have don't have the actual beds in them, so it's a little misleading. But I figured,
there were two sets of pictures taken. One was with the bed still in there, and then as the client moved out, they took the beds with them. So we have two sets in the.
This one is another bedroom, or a different one with the closet space, right?
Yes, that's that double door closet I was talking about. Pretty good size.
Now, are the bedrooms, other than the master, are they relatively equal in size? Or sometimes they'll always make a real small bedroom, like almost like for an infant, whatever they call it, infant room, nursery. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. No, they're all approximately. I mean, they're pretty close, within a few feet of each other.
Yeah. Okay. Good. But 4 bedrooms, that's great. And here's just another bath.
That's another bathroom. There's 3 bathrooms. So there's the master and then the 2 others.
That is really cool.
Which is actually unusual for a house this size.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. 2 is usually, other than the suite, it's usually just 2. They have 3 altogether. It's just fantastic. Really, especially.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have 4 bedrooms, you got more in the family than just a husband and wife, so they're gonna be needing the facilities. Very good.
That's right. And it's nice if you have guests or anything like that. It really is helpful to have the extra bathroom. So.
Okay. All right, now we look like we're heading outside. Can you tell me a little bit about the backyard features and looking?
Yes, they have a beautiful covered patio area. I wish this picture was larger because it's hard to tell how peaceful it is back there. But it's like I said, the patio is covered, so you have a little place to sit, and as you have a grill. There you can see it from a little further back. You can see the backyard. And
trying to flip flop, here would be a further view where you see it actually is attached to the house, and presumably maybe the kitchen. You think some of these windows are like the kitchen or the breakfast nook, or the bedroom?
Yes, the ones to the right are going to be the dining, I believe, and then to the left is the master.
Yes, so they have a. And now let's focus again, closing up a little bit. That looks like there's a door coming outside. Is that right on the window? Yeah, on the left side of the front. And this is covered, and a nice size area. I mean, it's hard to judge what it be, but I mean, you can see with the staging that it's certainly got room in it. It's really nice.
I mean, it's enough space for if you wanted to even put a table out there to eat at. You could and grill, and
now since this
is not enormous.
Sure. Now since this is the backyard and the rear of the house, how much more property do you think it goes back from what we're seeing? Can you estimate that?
Probably around 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, somewhere around there. It's really hard to tell. I don't have the survey in front of me, so I'm just guessing here. But, you have the front yard in the house, so.
Yeah. Is there because of the first picture of the front yard, you could not see that much because it was too close. Is there fairly decent front yard as well as backyard? The backyard definitely looks like that to me is more than enough, even though it might have more than that. But the front yard, does it have much yard or no?
Yeah, it has a pretty good sized yard. I mean, it's a pretty standard front yard, but it's a nice size, enough where you have a little space between you and in the street. The backyard obviously was more important for them to add a little extra space back there. It is totally fenced in, which is great if you have animals or kids. So that's always nice.
Sure. I can see the fence. In the last picture, I can see the fence between the 2 residences, but I didn't know whether they continued all the way around. So that's great for families or those lovely animals, which is part of their families as well.
Yes, it's very nice to have that when you have pets.
You have a cute one. I saw one Facebook posting where you were coercing it to come in, because I couldn't remember whether it was male or female, to come inside, but it was just a perky little thing.
Oh, my little white dog. Yeah, she
Yes, yes.
she just recently passed, unfortunately.
Oh,
She was quite elderly, but she's very sweet little thing, and I was very sad. But she had a good life, and she actually is an interesting story about her. She was lost for quite a while, but I had always kept her microchip updated. And I got a call one day from the animal shelter that they had picked her up, and they found me because she still had her microchip, and I was able to get her back, and she'd been gone for several years. So I was able to get her back. Yeah. So, and she came back to me though, and I was able to pamper her and give her a good life.
And for about how far about distance did she go? I mean, when you found her, you don't know the whole travels, but
She was in Montgomery County, so it was maybe 20, 30 minutes away. So
wow,
not.
So small for her to get there. I wonder if somebody picked her up and brought her there because
I have a feeling that when she was gone, I put signs out everywhere. I had her microchip updated. I even had the police help me look for her.
wow.
So, you know, she was taken by someone who I guess wanted to keep her for a little bit, but then when she got older, decided not to.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
and so
that's okay. She came back. Go ahead.
And about how long a period did you actually have her missing before you return? You got to return.
It was a long time. It was 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Folks, people say those microchips don't work. 7 years, that's a long time. But,
it's a very long time.
Well, I'm sorry to bring up an unpleasant subject. It was just I just saw it.
Okay.
I thought it was news. I thought, oh, she got a new little puppy.
Oh, well, we do have another puppy too. We have a little Maltipoo. Her name is Ponyo. She's very cute.
All right, I'll take your word for that. Anyway, well, let's talk. Let's see what else. Again, we finished a little early because it was hard to drag the people through those small pictures. Again, we apologize for.
I did have a little bit more to talk about that house.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was just saying, we have any more specifics that we can talk about? Let's go about the house, certainly.
Okay, I did want to remind people it was a 4-bedroom with 3 baths, which is kind of unusual. Right. And it does have that open concept kitchen. It is a Wi-Fi certified smart home. And it has integrated automation and voice control with Amazon Alexa. Wow. So that's really convenient. It's that location is also very close. It's very close to ExxonMobil, which is a big employer here in the Woodlands area. Tomball, Spring. It's also close to the Woodlands, and it's not very far from Houston because we're not, all of these areas around here are pretty close, but that one is maybe 25, 30 minutes. So it's pretty close.
But it's still
and it is zoned to commerce.
But it's officially in Tomball, though. Is that correct? Or no?
This home is actually Spring, which is right next door to Tomball. Spring, Texas is kind of between Tomball and the Woodlands. So it's close by.
And you said it was built in 2017, so that's got to be brand new. Has it been occupied at all, or has it been?
Yes, the current owner purchased it new, but she had a life change and decided to sell. So it's still a very new home, very well kept. It's and I wanted to mention too, they recently just dropped the price over $6,000. So it's a good deal.
That's a big drop.
Yes. It is. It was at $293, and now it's at $286.9. So it's pretty reasonably priced.
Remarkable price for that size home. Wow.
Yeah, the home prices are actually quite good here.
Yeah, because we couldn't bet anything. New Orleans, we couldn't bet anything not for that price. I mean, we have some of that price, but they're not close to New Orleans, and they're not going to be anything new like that. It's going to be a much smaller or a much older home, and quite a distance from the city proper.
I will say a lot of my clients who come from other states are actually shocked at what they can get for the price. And I did want to mention that too. We were talking about the agents in Louisiana. I actually have relationships with agents in other states. So if you are moving to another state that I don't have a license in, I can certainly help you find a good agent in that area.
Oh,
so you can still call me even if you're not.
I didn't understand where that was going when you said you're an associate, but really, basically, it's like a mutual referral society. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Yeah. So if someone goes from one area to another, then your local agent can refer you to an agent in the area where he or she is moving. That's cool. That is really cool because who knows? I mean, you're at the mercy of whomever. You wouldn't know anybody unless you had people who were relatives or something living there. So this is perfect. And then you can, if you trust your agent you're dealing with here, then you should trust his or her recommendation. So that's great.
That's right. A lot of agents are able to do that. So don't hesitate to reach out to your agent or to me or anyone, because they can help you with those referrals. So it's a good way to go. Doesn't cost extra.
One other thing we still got a few minutes. Like I said, we finished our grand tour early. What else can we talk about for the folks about in the real estate? You've already touched that it's still popping even during the virus. So it's not like everybody said, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything. I have to wait. I can't get a salesperson. Or I can't get a real estate agent." But that's not true at all. As we said in the earlier part, that everyone seems to be working and available. And even though you might not be, there's no way though that these people, let's say they would see this home and they wanted to see it inside, like a normal situation. Is that possible or not yet?
Nope, totally possible.
Oh, okay.
Our governor has opened it up, and we are allowed to do that. In fact, they're even holding open houses now.
Oh my goodness!
And
how recent has that been?
The thing about it is if you have just in the past week or so is when they opened the open houses back up.
I got it.
And then we can do private tours still of homes and do the insides. Again, it's up to you. A lot of agents are still doing the virtual tours if needed, or they can just do a video tour. I've done a couple of those for some clients. Another option, if you have some sort of immune deficiency or you have an issue that you're concerned about, just let your real estate agent know, because we're taking precautions. We wear gloves, we wear masks. We can stand 6 feet away. We can use hand sanitizer, not touch anything. A lot of times we'll go in and open everything up beforehand so you don't have to touch anything. Sometimes you go into houses and all the cabinets are open now because people open cabinets, but we're trying to minimize touching. So
exactly.
A lot of things
that's good forethought. That really is on behalf of the agent. Very good forethought. Well, that's great. I don't know.
Yeah, we wipe everything down.
I don't know what.
What did you say, Bob? I'm sorry.
I was trying to say Louisiana. I wish I could draw the analogy, but I don't think we're at that point yet. We barely just opened last week to things, and like restaurants, it's only 25% capacity, where some of the other states are 50%. They're all complaining because they're paying more money now. I mean, less money now than during the prior part, because the employees got monies from the government and all that stopping now after they reopen and come back to work. Plus, the 25% it's hard to run a whole business that you're used to having better ratios than that, So again, I'm not sure how and again, I don't have a local realtor that I'm familiar with nowadays to know whether or not they're somewhat along. I mean, I still think, as you said, there should be some precaution. It's not like you just cast everything and open door policy. But I think some of the control items or devices that you talked about certainly should make the potential buyer feel a little bit more comfortable about access, because everybody still loves the idea of being able to be physically, whether it's a store where they're looking at something they're buying or whatever, as opposed to always on TV or always on the internet.
Yes. And honestly, I mean, in all fairness, would you buy a house you've never actually seen in person? And the thing is the market is still going, especially in my area, going very quickly. So if you want to purchase a home, you need to go see it. So like I said, we just take those extra precautions and we make sure that things are safe for both, for the seller and the buyer, because we want to make sure that we're not bringing anything into the seller's home.
Sure.
So
nice
we do our best. We do our very best.
What's nice about it nowadays is you can, even if we didn't have the virus before, you could actually see the homes. I mean, the old days you could go to the real estate agent would show you the listings, little pictures, just like we were looking at just now. And it's hard to tell. It gives you at least a you might be visually intrigued by the front of the house or something like that, and you want to see it. So now you can even see more than just the front of the house, either on a video tour or virtual tour, or like today's show. And then you can pinpoint, hey, that's one I'd like to go in and see what it really looks like, see how big those bedrooms are. So that's what's good about it. It lengthens the process for the buying, perhaps, but it gives you more in-depth look at without having to go to so many places. The old days, you had to go on these tours to home after home after home. I'm not like that. I used to take a friend of mine when I bought this house, all my other homes. My poor lady passed away younger than me, a realtor. And before they even gave out the listing, the MLS, or whatever they called it, she would give me the months prior copy. And I would just go to every day and look at it. And I'd tear those pages out and say, can we go see these? Can we go see these? And that's how we did it. She was gracious enough to do that. But now you've got this advantage of being able to see almost any listing online,
Yes.
that help narrow down the search so that you can go to just the focused ones that you might be interested on rather than waste your time with something just look pretty from one little picture.
That's
now
right.
you can, yes, I think it's a great service, not only because of the virus, but even before the virus. Go ahead.
And that's another great reason to work with a real estate agent, because that's one thing I do for my clients is they may ask to look at several different homes, but I'll know what they're truly looking for, and I can look at everything from flood maps to tax records and all of that and make sure it's something they truly want to see, because I can narrow down a lot of stuff just from a list that you've given me of things that you are, you're interested in. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, it really does. It helps the consumer because, many times you don't think of everything, and it's like, even if you're not as feeble as me, there's so many items, whether it's a car or even worse with a house, there's even multiple more times of things that you have to think of that you might not remember or not even know. And here your knowledge of it is going to already do that investigation and let you know so you can feel more comfortable and not say, oh my God, I didn't know this was this after I bought the house, So anyway.
Yes.
It's a great thing.
Another thing I like to just remind everybody of is before you go searching for houses, if you can, try to get pre-approval from your lender, because that will help you a lot, because that can show you this is the price range I need to be looking at. It really helps your real estate agent. And a lot of times people don't want you to even go in the home unless they know that you can purchase it. So that just shows everyone that you're a serious buyer. So that's good thing to do.
It sounds cruel, but it's not. It really is something. I mean, everybody would love to go into, the White House or anything like that if it were for sale, just to see it. But at the same time, in today's straits, the seller wants qualified people who are really seriously and qualified to buy the home, not just the whole masses. So that's a real good point.
And it's being required more and more, particularly because of this kind of thing going on. They want to minimize the people who are going through. So it's only those who are truly interested in purchasing and have the ability to do so.
And I assume, and because I've done it, but now through the virus and even before, that now you can pre-qualify, which I think is a wonderful thing, online or on the phone, as opposed to having to go physically to a branch to see an officer. Is that correct? So that process has evolved as well to make it easy all the way through, not just one-sided from the realtor's point of view.
I can't think of any lender who can't do it online. So as far as I know, they all do it online. So that's very convenient.
I think it's so key because too many people, say, oh, it's a $500,000 house. I want it. I know if I work hard, I'm going to get it. That's, over the years, I've been like getting increases. And sometimes you can't make those decisions just on the hopes of your career being or, your future financial gain. So I think that whole
Hmm.
scenario from the seller's perspective as well as the realtor's perspective, as well as the consumers need to be on the same path instead of just,
Yeah,
pie in the sky
that,
consumer and realistic seller.
that's right. That's the first. Your first step is getting that pre-approval is very helpful. A lot of people
Okay.
ask me that question. That's why I bring it up.
All right. Very good. Well, good. Very good. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I really do that because why waste your time going to a place and then once then you know what. And usually, for those who've never done it, usually when you, like I say, if you're overreaching, like a $500,000 house, I'm just usually that, which is today's not unusual. But
It does
they
help set a budget. That's very true.
and not only that, well, I know the lender will say you might not pre-qualify for $500,000, but you qualify maybe 300,000. So you can still continue your
Yes.
search. You just have to focus again, withdraw and focus into those territories, financial that you can afford, and hopefully find, with your fingers crossed, something that maybe not as big or whatever as the other, but that's suitable for you and your family. So that's what's good about it. You're not when you reject. It's not like you're rejected, and therefore you're rejected from all the banks, and you're not going to get any loans at all. You usually are qualified for maybe a lower amount than what you were looking for. That particular property is listed as.
People are often actually surprised at what they qualify for. I've had several people who were renting and then they had good credit though, so they went and checked and they were surprised at what they could actually get. And like I said, you can get a really nice home here in the Houston area for not too expensive. So there's a lot available.
Yeah,
You know,
like the one you showed today. I mean, my goodness, that is more than enough for most families' needs from a size and accommodation standpoint. And I think appropriately listed with regard to a financial situation, for most folks, if you're employed, et cetera. So I think it's great. Okay, listen, we're going to cut us out a little bit, but why don't we do this? Let's go back and tell everybody Michelle Mielke from Zarco Realty in Tomball. How can they reach you if they haven't been able to read this little fine print running across the screen?
okay, so you can always reach me at my email, which is michellemovestomball@gmail.com. And again, even though it says Tomball, I do work in the entire Houston area and all the surrounding areas. You can also call me on my cell at 832-372-9624. And I wanted to let everyone know that you can email me at that email at michellemovestomball@gmail.com if you would like me to send you the link to this home that we talked about today at 27907 Geele Drive. That I can send you the link over so you can actually see all those photos a little larger and look at the home yourself. And if you'd like a private tour, I am available.
Excellent.
So I can do that as well.
All right. Well, that's great. Anything else, my dear, before we like I said, we're cutting short a little bit today, but we can't lead the tournament yet since we didn't have the best output for everybody. So, but I think we've given them some very valuable points that the real estate business is thriving from all perspectives, sellers as well as buyers. So it's not a wait and sell. I got to wait till the virus is over. You have the wherewithal to not only find a home of your choice or a business of your choice, but also
It cut out on us, Bob. And I have some mowers outside. The screen kind of stuck on you.
I think we might be back.
There we go. You're back. Sorry, I have mowers.
Did you have to do? Did you have to do anything? Did you have to do anything to bring us back?
No, I think that we just had a little internet malfunction.
It's so much of it nowadays with the all the people are working so hard but happen to be on the internet that is stretching the limits a lot. All right, dear. Well, listen. Do you think you might be available next week and find us something different, Jennifer?
I believe so. I'm gonna I'm gonna check because I do have an appointment that morning, but I think I should be able to. So I'll make sure to let you know very soon this week.
Yeah, please. So we let the audience know that we are doing. Well, again, we really appreciate you coming back to us, and hope it will be an ongoing thing. Wish you the best. I'm sorry about bringing up about you pooch, but it was an interesting story, even though not the happiest ending. But I think you've done a great
Okay.
service.
It was
I think you've done a great service, not only showing your listing, but also some of the explanatory information that we've been able to bring to the folk who might have questions about it. Okay, if nothing further, then we're going to bid you adieu, and hopefully we'll see you next week, huh?
all right. We'll do. All right. See you soon, Bob.
Take care. Bye bye. Okay, folks, that was Michelle Mielke, our co-host on Realty Review, she's emanating from Tomball, Texas, which is, for those in the know, it's like the place to be next to Houston. Houston is the mothership, just like New Orleans is in Louisiana, but our neighboring, what we call parishes or counties in other states, are just as helpful and just as informative and pleasant to live, sometimes more so because of not all the hustle bustle and maybe the prices and everything. So what we're going to do is say goodbye a little early. We don't have any other broadcasting this week. For those who are not aware, I didn't put out a public thing because our good friend who helps us with the garden show, which is called Roots Review, our horticulturist, unfortunately, as a result of the virus and being a state employee working with LSU Ag Center, she is no longer able to continue because they have furloughed some huge number of people in her office, and she has to absorb a lot more duties. So therefore, she's not able to give us her help in that show. So we're looking and we're recruiting. Once again, we'll waste your ear if you're still there. Yes, you are. Let you know if you have any knowledge of anyone who would like to appear on any of our shows, touting their services or their products, or even being a guest host, like here with Realty, but more importantly, like the Garden Show. We're working on one of our brand new releases. It's called REVUE, and it's a wine tasting. We want to hopefully do virtual and interactive tastings. We have a tentative co-host, and we're working with now some vineyards to try and get someone to line them up in the queue. So, but if you do know of anyone that you or you yourself have a product or service you'd like to get, remember the show's free. You can't beat that, folks. And all you need to do is contact me several ways on Facebook at Bob Bockelman, BOECKELMAN, right there on the screen, or through my email, and that's Bob at sign RREVUE.net, or Review, which is of course the name of our production company, and also a lot of these shows like Realty. First word, first letter R is expanded to the title of the program. Okay, please send them to me. We are always anxious. We're hoping you'll continue watching and stay safe, as they all say. And try and don't abuse our new openings. I mean, I know we're all so trodden by being home, but be cautious about it because it's got to have unfortunate situation if we just play like nothing's happened and it's just fake or full. Anyway, stay safe because we want you back. This old man wants you back, and I want to be back as well. Take care. See you soon. Bye.